I worked in the Home Department, Government of Jharkhand, in which about 500 cases which were pending wherever it is required.
Hello and welcome to another episode of FaceTime with Leaders, the podcast series by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and today we are thrilled to have a highly accomplished professional with us. Our guest today is Mr. Kartik Chandra Pramanik, a distinguished advocate and legal expert with over 3 decades of experience. From his work as an advocate at the Jharkhand High Court to his extensive role in the homes, jails, and disaster management department, Mr. Pramanik has built an impressive career around his deep understanding of law, governance, and public administration. Alongside his legal work, he has extensive experience in corporate governance and compliance, demonstrating how legal expertise can drive organizational success. Today, we will be talking about his journey, the challenges he has overcome, and his perspective on the evolving role of law and governance in today's world. So, without further ado, let's dive into this insightful conversation with Mr. Kartik Chandra Pramanik.
Thank you for giving such a appreciable introduction.
So, Mr. Pramanik, you have had such a fascinating and diverse career from your early days in public prosecution to your current role as an advocate at the Jharkhand High Court. So, looking back, what were some of the pivotal moments or experiences that shaped your legal career? We would love to hear the journey that brought you here and what those milestones taught you along the way.
My career started from the post of Senior Audit Officer in the Department of Co-Operative in the state government. The Senior Audit Officer in the department, which gave all types of jobs, particularly about the auditing job, the administrative job of its governance job of the society, and finally the duty was to write and submit the audit report, which gave all the suggestions to the client cooperative societies, which are submitted to the department head for its administrative step. And after the audit job, I joined the prosecution service, where I get more experiences also from prosecution service, and I applied all the experiences which I gained in the audit service in the cooperative department to my prosecution. In the cases like a criminal breach of trust, I could understand better the accounting of the criminal breach, and also I used in my prosecution in a better way that I for its conviction of the accused persons. And presently I am in a high court as an advocate and doing for the job of social service, criminal, civil, and also other types of which are the jurisdiction of Jharkhand High Court.
What an incredible journey, Mr. Pramanik. The transition you have described from public prosecution to your current role as an advocate reflects such depth in both your career and your passion for the law. So, Mr. Pramanik, your career has seen you take on critical roles in the government sector, from Assistant Public Prosecutor to Law Officer. So, throughout those years, you must have encountered some particularly challenging legal situations that tested not only your knowledge but also your resilience. So, could you share some of those defining moments and how you navigated those obstacles to ensure justice was served?
In the cooperative department, and after the experience of the cooperative societies, I worked the job of Assistant Public Prosecutor in criminal cases, which was very much helpful for me. of the fact that I could understand better the, the governance of law, and in which I gave all the necessary step, take all the necessary step in the criminal cases before the court of magistrates and also the court of session when I was in as assistant public prosecutor and additional public prosecutor. And the job of cooperative society was some portrait, a type of portrait of a company, because in cooperative societies are also formed, and also there is membership, and there is also transactions which are audited and taken into account. As a law officer, I worked in the Home Department, Government of Jharkhand, in which about 500 cases which were pending for the sanction in UAPA case, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. That very 500 cases were in a position that there was case diaries which were carbon copy, and I collected the evidences and interpreted before the authority concerned, and which were finally disposed of, and sanction were issued to all 500 cases, and cases started. These very cases under UAPA Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, cases court cannot take cognizance on section 45 unless there is a sanction of the central government or any other authorized officials. And so I have done it, and it was appreciated by the department and people there also. And presently in Jharkhand High Court, I am doing the constitutional, civil, and criminal. Or all are these very helpful for me for governance and ethical compliance of my duty.
Mr. Pramanik, it's clear that navigating those challenging cases wasn't just about knowledge of the law, but also about a commitment to fairness and justice. Yes. So, moving ahead, Mr. Pramanik, your time as a senior audit officer with cooperative societies must have provided you with an insightful understanding of how law and finance interconnect, particularly when it comes to financial accountability and governance. So, how did this experience shape your approach to legal matters today? And do you find yourself drawing on those lessons when navigating complex legal cases or advising clients?
The job of the audit officer in the cooperative societies and the job of the prosecution in the government as assistant public prosecutor and additional public prosecutor, I could get better knowledge of all the minor nuances of financial and the legal matters, which I interpreted from time to time from different cases. And also I advised my client and societies to navigate complex cases in court, and which were successful for the time, sir. And I suggested the clients also, and I gave maximum conviction in the cases which were involved, in which the transaction financial matter was involved, or which were prosecution were started under section 406 IPC and 409 IPC, and which were successfully I conducted my prosecution. and that very basic knowledge and nuances gave me an expertise knowledge of the law and also the governance and working for which I could do better in the 500 UAP cases, as I explained earlier, sir. There, sir.
Mr. Pramanik, it's not often that we hear how roles like Senior Audit Officer can shape one's legal thinking, but it makes so much of sense. So, moving on to my next question, Mr. Pramanik, given your extensive experience in the legal field, especially with such a diverse range of roles in both the public and private sectors, what do you believe are the most pressing legal challenges businesses in India are facing today?
Today, there are several legal challenges the business institutions, organizations are facing. So today, all these challenges is required to be met for its successful running. I think there are the challenging are regarding the well-regulatory compliance or governance, and there is also a challenge of data privacy and cyber security. There is need of intellectual property protection and an ESG requirement. ESG following companies are required, in which environment, social, and governance, all three things should be included in the company so that it can do better and it successfully it can run. For its effective running, it is required that there should be a proactive compliance framework, and there should be strategic risk management system in the company. There should be collaboration of experts also wherever it is required, and also leveraging technology as it is very fastly changing for its adaptation, and for adaptation of all these changes are required for a good company success.
That's some really insightful advice, Mr. Pramanik. It's clear how much experience you bring to the table when it comes to navigating these challenges. All right, so moving ahead, Mr. Pramanik, with your rich background in law, governance, and public serving, where do you see yourself heading in the future? Specifically, do you have any aspirations for a boardroom role, and how do you envision contributing at that level with your expertise?
Yes, sir. I'm looking ahead for myself contributing at a strategic level, particularly in boardroom, where I can serve on the basis of my experience of law, governance, and also the public service, better navigating the complexities of the corporate decision making and governance, and so that I can do a bit company a successful one. Where as an audit officer ensuring financial accounting, and so I could understand and do the oversee work better in all respect. As an independent director, I can do strengthening governance practices and the job of risk mitigation. I can oversee better the compliance and take better strategic decisions for the smooth functioning of long run functioning of a company. And I can do a proactive, rapidly challenging regulatory job. Oversee regulatory jobs also, sir. There are several regulatories and necessary acts and rules like Company Act rules, company rules, and SEBI regulations. These are required to be complied from time to time for protect the company from reputation loss and financial loss.
Mr. Pramanik, your wealth of experience in law and governance really shows how deeply you have thought about the future and where you can make the most impact.
Yes.
Great. So moving ahead, Mr. Pramanik, with your extensive experience and background in law and governance, how do you see the evolving role of corporate governance in today's business landscape, especially in ensuring compliance and ethical decision making at the highest levels of the organizations?
As a independent director, it is necessary to oversee the work of the governance like transparency, accountability, and disclosure. There are several compliances of a company to be done for its regular working. Corporate governance are also to be overseen from time to time so that all the works, all the compliance are being made timely. It is necessary, responsible to be, management should be responsible for all the things, and independent directors should be responsible for oversee of all these things. And the accountability should be always fixed for anything which are done apart from its working or functioning. As I think that from my last working in the department as law officer at UAPA, and the work from prosecution as Senior Audit Officer, as Assistant Public Prosecutor and Additional Public Prosecutor, I gained the experience that there should be such a must evolve such a policy in the company like ESG integration, data privacy, cybersecurity provision, and stakeholder-centric approach, so that the companies should be well governed and run properly for its long-run success. I believe that in this way, we can give a well-compliant and successful business environment. That's all, sir.
The way you describe governance, not just as a legal framework, but as a culture, really adds depth to the conversation, Mr. Pramanik.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To develop as a culture.
Great. So that brings us to the last question of the podcast, and here it is. Given your experience with Directors Institute, could you share how this experience has contributed to your approach to corporate governance and leadership? And what key insights or tools have you gained that have had a lasting impact on your work?
The Directors Institute has given a transformative shape to my approach of the independent director career for the companies. It has very proper insight for governance and given strategic directions for to be a successful steering organization towards a sustainable governance of company, and for a successful board member of effective and dynamic board member of a company. I think that from the impartment of the knowledge from the institute, I have understood the risk management of a director, and I can properly do the ethical job of the company, of an organization. And I thanks to the Directors Institute for its better inciting and giving such imparting such training for successful for the career of independent directors. Yes, sir.
It's incredible to hear how the Directors Institute has influenced your approach to leadership, Mr. Pramanik. All right. So thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your incredible journey, insights, and expertise with us, Mr. Pramanik. It's been truly enlightening to hear about your remarkable career, the lessons you have learned along the way, and your thoughts on the future of law, governance, and corporate leadership. Your depth of experience is not only inspiring, but also a valuable guide for professionals looking to make a meaningful impact in these fields. For our viewers, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode of FaceTime with Leaders. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you more inspiring conversations with leaders who are shaping the future in their industries. Until next time, take care and stay curious. Thank you so much.